Good morning, student. Today's chapter, that is already we discussed regarding chapter number 5, acid, bases and salts. Already we discussed about acid and then we will study base, then we will study about salt. In between salt, from acid only salt forms, but how it is formed we will discuss in this chapter. First, already we discussed classification of acid. What is acid? Acid, the substance which gives sour taste due to the presence of certain chemicals called acid. Due to the chemical nature of substance which is called acid is known as acidic substance. Already you have discussed regarding various types of acids. In according to the classification of acid, first of all, on the basis of origin, we have studied two kinds of acid, that is mineral acid, that is organic acid. Mineral acids are those acids which are extracted from the underground, under earth. From earth it is extracted. Those are very strong acid. Mineral acid like sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid. These are all strong acid. So we already on the basis of origin, mineral and organic acid. Organic acids are those acids which are derived from plants and animals. Those acids are known as what? Organic acids. Those acids are also called, they are very weak acid. They are derived from plants and animals. Such as we can say from plants, we can say oxalic acid, tartaric acid. Then lactic acid is coming from animals. We can say milk, from milk. Curd is forming. Milk is we get milk from where? Animals. Got it now? So oxalic acid, tartaric acid, citric acid, these are all weak acid, also known as organic acid. Or also on the basis of the number of H plus ions produced. On the basis of, we can differentiate strong and weak acid, such as like strong acid. Strong acid are those acids which dissolve in water and it gives more number of H plus ion. Already we discussed H plus ion. H plus ions gives more release of H plus. When you add acid when you dissolve acid in water, whatever, it dissociate more numbers of H plus ion. We can say that acid is strong acid. For example, such acids are known as, for example, HCl, HNO3, HCO3, carbonic acid, HCO3. These are all what? Strong acid. So these are more release of H plus ion is more here. And again, weak acid means when you dissolve acid in a water, what happens? The release of this H plus ions or dissociation of H plus ions is very less. So we can say this such kind of acids are known as what? Weak acid. Most probably this strong acids are mineral acid. These are all mineral acid. And weak acid are most probably weak acid, like lactic acid, oxalic acid, tartaric acid. These are all weak acid. Also they are called what? Organic acid. Or already we studied two types. Then third type is on the basis of strength. Concentrated, and another one is dilute. Here concentration and dilute. We are talking about concentration. Concentrated means the percentage of acid is more than the percentage of acid is more than this acid. Got it now? So here what happened? In this acid, the content of water is very little or no water is content in that particular acid. So percentage of acid is more, 99%. So these are called concentrated acid. They are also called as strong acid. Concentrated acid are strong acid. And next we studied dilute acid. Dilute means it is talking about it is made weak. Does concentration acid can be made weak? Yes, by adding a calculated quantity of water in that acid. We can make dilute little by little. We will study in property of this acid how we had this water to acid or acid to a water. We will just talk about this one. Got it now? So here what happened? Weak acid, dilute acid means the percentage of water is more than the percentage of acid. So here percentage of water is more, therefore that is dilute acid. If you talk about dilute acid, dilute HCl, sir, here you told hydrochloric acid is strong acid, but dilute HCl. In some textbook you will find dilute HCl. Dilute HCl, it's meaning that this is a weak acid. This is a weak acid. Weak acid. This is a weak acid. Here concentrated HCl, if it is written concentrated HCl, then it is a strong acid. Dilute means here this HCl is made weak by adding water. By calculated amount of water is added to make the hydrochloric acid to a weak acid. That is known as dilute HCl. Dilute means here percentage of water is more than the percentage of acid. Therefore, dilute HCl. I hope you understood the difference between concentrated hydrochloric acid and dilute hydrochloric acid. Next, we will study what are the properties of these. And here one interesting thing is that here strong acid is highly corrosive. Highly corrosive. Corrosive means what? Corrosion means what? When this acid are come in contact with any metal, wood, cloth, leather, anything, they will damage the surface. It will damage the surface. They will heat off the surface material. So these strong acids are highly corrosive. Weak acids are less corrosive. So now we'll study properties of material. This is very important. Properties of acid. Properties of acids. Properties of acids. Properties of acid, they have a sour taste. This is first one. First and foremost, they have sour taste. They have sour taste. If you taste in it, if you taste this acid, it gives what? Sour taste. It gives sour taste. Second one is the one blue litmus paper. They convert blue litmus paper. Blue. This is indicator. We will study separately. We will study in this chapter only. Blue indicator. How you will identify acid solution by with the help of indicator. So blue litmus paper, litmus solution blue litmus convert into a red. This blue litmus, it is a paper like. So what happens? This blue, it will, if you dip in that solution, in that acid solution, what happens? It convert into red. It indicates that it is a acid. If it is converted, it is showing that paper color is red. Then after putting in the solution, if it is shows red color, then it is called acid. So here blue litmus converted into red. So it is the properties it shows that is it is a acid. Next one is they turn methyl organic pink. Methyl orange into pink. So this is a natural indicator. We will study. So they will convert methyl sorry, orange pink. They will convert into pink. Here blue litmus is converted into a red. Methyl orange is converted into a pink. So it is showing that it is acid. So what about base, sir? Base, if methyl orange, this is a natural indicator. If you dipped in the solution, what it gives, what kind of color it gives, we will study. No problem. So here blue litmus converted into red, methyl orange give pink. So it states that it is a acid solution, or you can say acid substance. Next one is, so another one is natural indicator, that is phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein, it gives no effect in phenolphthalein. So all acidic solution, whether organic or inorganic, are good conductor of electricity. Very important. These acids are very good conductor of electricity. Whether it is organic or inorganic, whether it is mineral or it is organic. So it is a good conductor of electricity. What about this solution? It will allow the passage of electrons through that solution. Electrons, movement of electrons is current. Movement of electrons, movement of free electrons are known as what? Current. So this solution allows the fastest of electron to pass through them. So these are good conductor of electricity. We'll talk about base. Either base is a good conductor of electricity or not. We'll talk. So here, good conductor of electricity. That is, so acid or compound. Acid or compound. Compound means what? Suppose here, if I talk about compound, what is compound? Compound means nothing but two atoms of hydrogen, two atoms of hydrogen plus one atom of one molecule, one atom of hydrogen, one atom of oxygen gives what? Here gives molecule of atoms and molecule of water, H2O, water. We can say this is a compound. Because here two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen combines to form a molecule. Molecule is the what? Combination of atoms. Combined form of atoms is called molecule, or we can say compound. This compound, here two atoms are bound together, so these are called compound. So here compound means, here we can say acids are compound, because in acid if chlorine is added, hydrogen is added to chlorine, so it will form hydrochloric acid. So here what you can say, here one of the element that makes up an acid molecule is always an hydrogen atoms, hydrogen element. We can say hydrogen element. So here, to make up an acid, one of the element must be hydrogen. To make an acid, one of the element must be an hydrogen. So here we can say acid is a compound. Acid is a compound. Here there must be, if there is a presence of hydrogen, if one of the elements that makes up an acid molecule, to one of the elements that makes up an acid molecules, so one of the element must be in hydrogen. Always the hydrogen element must. For example, molecule of hydrochloric acid contains one hydrogen atoms and one chlorine atoms. Here, for example, if you take HCl, this is chlorine atom, CHLORI, and chlorine atom, this is hydrogen. This is hydrochloric acid. Here, one of the element combined to form an acid, what? With hydrogen to give an acid. One of the element combined with hydrogen to form an acid. Always there is a hydrogen. So acid is a compound. Next is, all acid readily dissolve in water. All acids, they can dissolve in water. All acids can dissolve in water. But one thing here, all acid dissolve in water. One thing here, what happen? We cannot, while adding acid to the water or water to the acid, always make sure that you should always add acid to the water. Drop by drop you have to add. Sir, if you add acid at a bulk quantity at a time, what happens? You take a test tube. In test tube, you had first water is there, you take acid and directly pour everything. What happens? The test tube may burst. Why? Because when acid mix in water, it produces heat. So therefore you are always recommended to add drop by drop of acid into the water, not water into the acid, or we can say water into the acid. If you add water into the acid, it's problem. It produces heat. So here always you need to add water. You take water in a test tube or container or conical flask, then drop by drop acid is added to the water, not water to the acid. Got it now? So this is the rule. The rule, always add the acid slowly to the water. The rule, this is a rule of adding acid to the water. Slowly you add acid to the water, not water to the acid. Not water to the acid. So therefore it produces, when they mix water and acid mixed, they will always produce heat. Why? Because see, when chlorine plus hydrogen, or we can say here HCl plus water. When added, what happen? Here if you add, what happen? For example, if you take for example magnesium plus 2HCl. If you add, what happen? Magnesium plus HCl, what happen? It added. So here MgCl2 plus H2, hydrogen gas is produced. When you add to water, what happen? Here hydrogen is chlorine is separated. Here chlorine is separated and water is separated. Oxygen also separated. So what happen? So here acid also is studied about. Here acid is a compound. Example, always hydrogen is present in acid. Always hydrogen element is present in acid. So when you are adding, also you can say we already talked about acid is a good. It will dissolve in water readily. It will dissolve in water easily. It will dissolve in water. But while adding the acid into a water, you must be very careful. While adding, we have to add slowly. You should not add water to acid. If you add, no problem, you will add, but rule says you always add acid slowly, drop by drop into the water. Next is acid also a good corrosive in nature. Acids are corrosive. They can corrode, they can eat away the metals surface if you come in contact. When acid, for cleaning purpose they use acetic acid, or we can say several kind of acid they use for removing some dye or stink which are not able to remove from that surface. So they use acids to remove all those dyes or color. So these are very important to know properties of acids. I think you at least understood something about this acid. Acid is having a sour taste, or it gives indicator by using blue litmus paper. It convert into red and methyl orange. This is a natural indicator which gives pink. It is acid. It shows. So it is also a good conductor of electricity. So and also acid is a compound. Always you will find in acid there is a hydrogen element. And also acid is a readily dissolve in water. While adding water into acid, always we make sure that the rule says acid is added to the water slowly, drop by drop. Got it now? So also acid is corrosive. Acids are corrosive. Got it now? So this all we have studied in properties of acids. We already studied. Now we'll study when reaction with metal. When acid is reacting with metal, they will produce salt. For example, this one, magnesium react with hydrochloric acid. This is a magnesium chloride is produced. Magnesium chloride is produced. This magnesium chloride is a salt. This is a what? This is a salt. When metal, this is magnesium is a metal. When acid, this is a acid. Metal plus acid gives salt. Salt plus hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas. And zinc also, if you add zinc with sulfuric acid, we add zinc with the sulfuric acid, also it produces a zinc sulfate, that is also salt. So when these are called, but these acids react with highly reactive metals, but it will not react with certain less reactive metals like copper, gold, silver. These are less reactive metals. You will study in 8th class in reactivity series. Gold, silver, this copper are less reactive metal than compared to sodium, potassium, magnesium, iron. These are highly reactive metals. They can easily displace these hydrogen atoms. This we can say this kind of reaction is known as displacement reaction. You will study in higher classes. Got it now? So also it reacts with carbonate. Reaction with carbonate. Dilute acid react with carbonate such as Na2CO3 to form a salt and carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide, they also react with carbonate. So no need to worry about this reaction. Already you just know regarding the idea of this acid. What is the acid? how it is formed, what is the uic acid, strong acid, what is concentrated acid, what is dilute acid. Got it now? What is mineral acid, what is organic acid. Mineral acid are extracted from the earth. Got it now? Like hydrochloric acid, like nitric acid, sulfuric acid. Got it? These are all mineral acid, strong acid. And organic acids are from fruit we can get orange. From orange also you will get. Got it now? From grapes also you will get tartaric acid. Got it now? From amla you will get some kind of acid, citric acid. From curd you will get citric. These are organic acid. So already you have an idea regarding acid. Okay, I hope you understood. Next we will study regarding base. After base we will study, then we will study about indicators. Indicators. I will test, then chapter is complete. Thank you.